Welcome to the Scoop with Dukes. I'm your host, Phillip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop, and please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you've not already become a member of the channel, please do so by going to the link in the description, hitting that button, becoming a member. That allows me to continue to bring on great guests on the CU Scoop. Today, I got my man Hajj-Malik Williams, one of the experts in the GoGo offense, man. Hajj, what's going on, baby boy?
Man, what's going on, man? I appreciate you having me.
Man, all the time, Neff. Let's talk about your origins when it comes to football. Where are you from originally, and when did you realize football was going to be that thing for you?
Man, okay, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, South Side, Clayton County.
Yeah.
I started playing football at 5. From there, man, I always been a quarterback. I was able to be on a winning team. And kind of when that ball got in my hands, man, and we started to win, I seen how it empowered the community. And then it's something I want to stick with, as I got older. And then, I was able to do so around great people. So I'm very grateful for that.
All right, so you go to Hateville Charter. Super competitive. A lot of guys play big time college football. What was it like playing there, and how was your high school journey?
Man, it was awesome. So I shared the locker room with a lot of great guys, man, on and off the field. It was truly a brotherhood. We take pride in Hateville because we don't have all the facilities that people deem as necessary to win a championship. So we were the first school to win one in South Fulton. So to be able to do that, man, it was legendary. And like I say, it was the way it was the way we were able to galvanize the community. It was awesome, man. Because a lot of people didn't believe. A lot of people never could see outside of that Buffington Road area. So when you win, you get to go different parts of Georgia. And like I say, man, it was awesome. So I'm very grateful for that staff that's still there, still doing the thing and helping dreams come true out there.
Man, I don't know if you saw my T-shirt, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Okay, you already know.
But so I graduated from Banneker.
Okay,
so,
right. Yeah.
So, and y'all played on Banneker's field.
That's
What was that like? How hard was that? Not having your own field and still being successful.
Man, it's like you don't really take heed into that type of stuff because it's not your reality, So we didn't really compare it to what was going on outside of us. We just knew, oh, we showing up on this field to play a football game, let's win. You know what I mean? We didn't never make excuses about what we did or didn't have. Man, it was all about making sure everybody got the dreams that they wanted accomplished. And that was the mentality. And to this day, man, the brotherhood stands strong as far as that class, man. So I'm just excited I got to be a part of it.
When did you realize you were going to play college football?
Oh man, I knew that when I was probably 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We, rec ball kind of will have like a tournament around Memorial Day weekend, and that's kind of when college football starts up. So I remember going and seeing them on TV, and you grow up seeing the Florida Gators play around when I was 8 years old. With Tebow and all them, and I'm like, man, okay, I could really do this. Now, I did not know all the necessary steps to, achieve that goal, but as I got older and got around, great people, they definitely directed me in the right direction.
So your first school, where'd you go first out of school?
Lovejoy High School.
Yeah, when you graduated, you went to. When did you get? You went to Campbell first?
No, so I originally started in Army West Point.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Army West Point was the first one out of Hayville.
Okay. What went into that decision to go to Army?
Yeah, man. When I was so ignorant into the philosophy of the military academies, I didn't know much. Being a kid from Atlanta, Georgia, man, I didn't really know too much about a military academy. I assumed that it was like ROTC a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a great plan B type of idea if football didn't work out. So I went on an official visit, man. The campus is amazing, you know what I mean? Top of the line, everything.
Right.
So from there, I fell in love with the coaching staff. They showed me a lot of great things, and that's kind of how I went.
How did that discipline help you at your next stop? Because you went from there to Campbell, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that discipline you picked up help you?
Man, come on now. You talk about the people that run the country, you know what I'm saying, that send people to war. So you talk about discipline, man. I had to shave my head, man. I remember structurally, you had to make your bed a certain way, and if you had a little wrinkle, it'll get tossed. You know what I mean? So it's just on a day to day basis of making sure the little things are correct, and that kind of helped me to this day. You know, I'm still taking those pointers that I learned from that university or academy, and holding myself accountable in my life today. So. And then as far as leadership, you've seen the best leaders in the world and you see some bad ones. So you just kind of learn and take everything with a grain of salt. I met people from all over the world as well, so it was just a great cultural shock. But also it helped me, evolve into the man that I am.
Man, it was a game that was early in the season, I believe, where you got introduced to the world when you were at
Mhm.
Campbell.
Yes, sir.
You go crazy. What was that like when everybody in the city was talking about you and what you had did on national TV?
Man, it was great, but uh, prior to that's really my championship or my highlight moment, man, was getting to that game. I went through a lot of disappointment, if you will, through that process of not being named the starter. So I was really, really low. But to be able to prove to myself that I can get through that and be able to be ready for my moment, man, it was awesome. So, like I tell everybody, man, when I got to the football part, that was easy. You know what I mean? That's what I
Mm,
expected. You know what I'm saying? But the character battle that I went through, that was the toughest part. But I had a great environment around me, great people to make sure I was okay. But yeah, man. So when what they seen on that during that game against Fresno, man, that was probably one of the easiest things to do because that's what I do. So yeah.
man. So you're somebody so Coach Steph is a friend of Steph Brown for TSP. He's a friend of the show
Mhm.
and somebody you got a great relationship with. Talk to me
Definitely.
about your relationship with Steph and how you guys built that bond and how good it was to see each other again in Colorado.
Man, so I knew Steph. I used to throw to Steph when he was at Western Kentucky. I was probably like 14 years old, just now going into high school at Lovejoy, and we have a wide receiver coach on the south side named Coach Smith, Derek Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have this what was it called preparation for success on the south side. We would go there, and I was like the only quarterback. And I seen him doing drills and stuff. Like I'm like, dang, like this is what a receiver look like, shifty and all that. Mind you, I'm an eighth grader going to ninth grade, so I never seen routes
Right.
like this. So he got me throwing it to him. They telling me throw it harder and all that. So I just got accustomed to the standard of what an elite quarterback is throwing it to an elite wide receiver. So then that's when the relationship began, and then it just evolved through me continuing to elevate my game to be somebody that the city could be proud of, and we have mutual friends. So it's just a full circle moment, man. You can create a better story.
So to go back to the UNL when you leave Campbell, you go to UNLV. Now we already talked about. I think y'all put up like 60 points on Fresno. Like it was
Hmm.
crazy, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
off 3 tugs. I think you ran for one too. Like what you had 4 or 5 total, something like that.
Yeah, I believe four. I believe four. Yeah.
Okay, you go crazy. Everybody's talking about you at the time, but they
Hmm.
also talking about Ricky White was the one receiver at the time, right?
Yeah,
So
most
it was
definitely.
you, Rick. I think Jet was in the backfield, Jaden Thomas,
Yeah.
and just straight Atlanta to be honest.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and, and but calling the shots was Brennan Marion. How
Hmm.
did Coach Marion get you to Fresno? Excuse me, to UNLV?
So my guy Steph, man. So it's crazy. It happened real fast. So it's probably like a Wednesday evening. I'm calling, various schools, talking to various coaches. Then I see that UNLV guy hits the portal, their prior quarterback. He hits the portal and heads to USC. Then I call Steph, excuse me, and I'm like, Steph, let me know what's going on with Marion. I knew him from afar. Like I seen his offense when he was at Howard, and we played William and Mary too. But he wasn't there. But they do a lot of his offensive schemes. So I'm like, man, I would love to play for him. You know what I'm saying? Hit him up, see what he think. Boom, called him. Next day, I'm on a flight to Vegas on the
Wow.
official. Yeah, it happened that fast. So I'm out there. I'm like, man, this awesome. I'm older, so I'm like, man, I don't care about facilities. I don't care about nothing. Who on the roster? Who coming back? What's their stats? Are they injured? Where's the weight room coach? I'm going straight to down the line. I wasn't here to play no games. So he knew that and he loved that. So I was able to meet him and my QB coach, Kendall Merchant. So the bond was genuine from the jump. You know what I mean? I could tell I could grow with those guys. So learning the offense a little bit on my official, man. And I seen that, you in Las Vegas too. I'm like, man,
Hmm.
come on now, that's gonna speak for itself. But that's kind of how it happened, man. It was just a real look, man. Let's get straight to it. What you about, what I'm about. I'm here to win. You win, so let's, what I'm saying, let's make it happen, and that's how it worked.
When you got your moment, that Fresno State game, I would consider to be that moment.
Mhm.
Everybody's on notice. UNLV's having a heck of a season, and the GoGo offense is going crazy. Ricky White is putting up generational numbers.
Yeah.
But like you said, you went through something before you got to that space, right?
hmm
Not being named a starter originally, and now you got to come in and when you come in, you ball out.
hmm
What was Coach Marion's message to you then after you had that success when the team needed you the most?
Um, it's really nothing he had to tell me, honestly, if I'm being truthfully. I mean, he um already gave me the tools to be successful throughout our off-season program with spring ball and summer. So then when the season started, man, you just have to put all the tools that you got together to make it happen. He called us being the point guard of the offense. So he gave us the tool set. And at the end of the day, it's about you to go execute. So when I, like you said, when I got that moment, man, everything that I've done up to then, through spring ball and summer camp, man, I was just, I was already putting in work with those guys as if I was going to be the starter. So it was like oh, here we go. This is what we've been needed. So,
Right. Did the elements or the option elements of Army's offense, and then Campbell was more spread, correct?
most definitely.
So you had some traditional option elements, then you
hmm
had some spread. Was that like not the perfect combination for you to go learn the go-go offense?
Yeah, man. So I've been in, like you say, I've been in uh unorthodox, if you will, offenses, my whole collegiate career, but it's a lot of pro style things as well. So I think one thing that helped me the best was the run game, and how it's tied to the pass game to see how safety rotations, how we have to count the box numbers, blocking schemes, all those things, how that play in the hand to hand with each other. So that was cool to learn that, and then get into Coach Marion's offense along with Anthony Whedon at Campbell. When he created the chaos offense, it was just all about breaking the rules of a base defense, and making
Mm,
sure you keep them on their heels. So once I learned that, man, I'm like, man, it's really, as long as I'm right with my reads, no defense could be right. It's the answer to every coverage, every blitz, every, of course, defenses get you every now and then, but majority of the time, you have an answer. You just have to know the offense to be able to work it.
when you talk about being able to learn like different offenses or nuanced offenses from the Army offense, then you got the chaos offense, then you got the go-go offense. And then when you does it make pro style a little bit easier for you when you just look at some pro style concepts? Does your brain does that kind of look a little more easy at times? So it's like this is setting you up for success in the future if you can get these concepts down.
Oh, most definitely, man. Because it's unorthodox, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's not your average Madden play. It's not your
Mm-hmm.
average drive concept with your cell. You just going pure progression, reads, and all that. But that they're in there too. And
Right.
that has its place in the offense. But when you can see the game schematically and see how defenses struggle, with these formations and motions just to run, your base simple plays, that lets you know, okay, all I have to do is motion this guy or line him up over here, and I'm at an advantage just to run inside zone or just to run four verts, and that's the beauty of it. It makes the picture much simpler, but then you also continue to have that advantageous hand on defenses because they don't really know what's going on.
When you first picked up the go-go offense, you had, I guess, the perfect background to go pick that offense up.
hmm
But what were some of the things that helped you outside of like or other quarterbacks in the room? What were some keys? And it doesn't have to be like just to tell us everything going on, but what were some of the things that, or was there a certain aha moment that you get in the offense? Would it be like pre-snap reads? Would it be counting the box? Would it be recognizing coverages? Like what it was like one of the parts that you were like, oh, you know what? Now I got it.
Yeah, Coach Marion has a great system. So each play type is in its own system. So with that
Mm,
play type, you have an assignment, meaning whether it's the safety read, the DN, the linebacker, each play type has its different assignment. So when you compartmentalize those things, it's helping you understand that, like I say, we're lining up in a different formation, but we're still running this same play within this system. So that means I have the same read, even though the presentation is different. So that's one of
Mm-hmm.
the ways we are at an
Oh
advantage
man.
with the go-go, So he made, he's such a creative guy when it comes to this game. So he made line up in the unbalanced formation just to run a simple play within that system. Oh, that's the play is just inside zone. So these are my reads on any inside zone play. The only thing that's different is where people are lined up.
Man, and when you guys got rolling at UNLV, you could tell when the defense was just like, we don't know what we're doing. Like you could just tell, like, all
Exactly.
right, bro, they did that. Okay, chase that. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you the worst thing a defense can do to the go-go offense is try to steal signals.
Oh
That's
man.
the like when they tried to steal y'all signals, you could
Mhm.
tell because they were it was almost like somebody trying to cheat on a test and the teacher knew they was trying to cheat and already had the answers mixed up. What was it
Exactly.
like when the go-go got rolling?
Man, it was awesome, because everybody eats. He prided himself on not thinking about plays but players.
Mm.
One thing Coach did that I love, man, he will create a play for a player and name it after him. Whether it's prior to me starting, he would my name, I have a Muslim name, so he named the play Brother Malcolm. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's but it does something for you. Like, this is your play, dog, and it
Right.
it it gives
You
you
can
a
own
sense
it.
of pride to the player. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we got 1,000 plays where it's named after Ricky or Jet. Just something trickery to have them have the ball in their hands, and like you say, everybody able to get crazy accolades in this offense. Man, it's not just a quarterback or running back or receiver. Like, everyone is going to have accolades where they can be an All American and make it to the next level.
As an expert in the go-go offense, I think it's one. I got to call you an expert, bro. You
Okay,
ran it.
okay,
You done coasted a little. I
yeah.
mean, hey, I'm just saying.
I
As an
appreciate it.
expert, one
Yeah,
one one of the few true, and you
yeah,
learned it from the man himself. So,
most definitely.
as someone who knows what that offense can do to a locker room, when you talk about unity with the way the ball spreads around, how can this help a team like Colorado that has talent in so many places?
Man, this is perfect. I mean, I just think about all the weapons that Coach Prime and Coach Marion were able to have in one one offense. Man, it's very dangerous, and with that, he's gonna have fun being super creative. I think his mind is. This is probably one of the best assembled offenses that he's had as far as talent. And now nothing else is there to be done but execution. You know what I mean? The plays are going to create themselves as far as, hey, this guy's fast, this guy's a little better at this route. I'm gonna call this play Camp Perry. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we gonna have him motion this way and run that and just give him the ball. Just something simple as that, but like I say, it helps you take pride in it. And then when you see that, oh man, I can get 1,000 yards in this offense, I can get a 4,000 yards passing, 1,000 rushing, like, all those things are easily possible. And now that you have, like I say, the talent plus the great coaching staff that's assembled here, man, they're really gonna do a lot of great things.
What's the vibe been like? You've been there. I saw you on some of the videos. What's the
Mhm.
vibe been like at practice?
Man, it's awesome, man. You talk about, if I was a freshman, like, I tell the coaches that I'm always going through these offices and just peeking and just trying to be a fly on the wall, man. There's so much experience of knowledge throughout the game and life too, man. If you want to just grow as a man, that's easy as well. But as far as this game we play, man, it's the experience is like no other. You know what I mean? This is a true NFL type environment, and you have, not only do you have coaches that know what they're talking about, they also played the game. You know what I mean? That's a
Mm-hmm.
different thing, man. It's value in that, where you have coaches that really did it versus some that learned it. And it's not, no knock on that, but it's a different, what I feel like, what it looked like to, loaf on the route, or, misread, and my what my mind is thinking. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
relatable. So I think that's one of the biggest cheat codes that this university has led themselves to, so that's a really great upper hand. And it's just, as far as the accountability on a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean? They've been around greats, so they know what it should look like as far as practice, in the game environment. So that's what it is, man. It's just purely competition. every drill, every time, no matter what the drill is, whether it's the weight room or on the field, man, there's competition everywhere.
Right now, a lot of people are getting hip to Julian Lewis still.
Mhm.
You've been seeing him forever.
Yeah.
When did you realize Ju was different?
Oh man, when I first met him at, I think he was 6 years old or 7 years old. We would train at Anderson Park with our QB coach Brandon Jones, who's the GM for Boise State.
Oh wow.
You know, exactly. Just man, you can't. And we played them twice at UNLV, so I got to see him. Um, but yeah, man, at that age, man, to be able to have those intricacies down pack as far as the 3-step drop and hitching and all that, like people don't learn that till they're middle school at least. So he was 6 years old, whining, crying, doing all the things because coach didn't take it easy on him. Like it's not like he tailored the workout differently. He was right next to me. Like if you scroll down Jules Instagram model at the bottom, you'll see us next to each other doing the same drops. You know what I mean? And hold each other accountable. Like, man, nah, I drew another rep. And he's 7 years old. So that's the beauty of it. And from there, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? So he's definitely deserves all the praise that he's been getting because he worked for it for sure.
All right. Speaking of praise, man, you somebody who we saw get it out the mud. We saw
Mhm.
made child of the city, man. You know what I'm saying? From
Yeah, yeah.
Clayco, respected all over the city. What's it like
Mhm.
coming home sometimes, man, and being one of the ones who did it? Like it's a lot of people who talk about it, but
Right.
being one of the ones who did it, what's it like? What's that feeling like when you come home?
Man, it's awesome, man. It's humbling too to know, you know what I'm saying, that you come from an environment that, first of all, football is the best football is in Georgia, number one.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then particularly Atlanta, the it's so many different routes you can go. And there's so many ways you can get pulled, you know what I'm saying, as far as distractions and everything. So to stay on the straight and narrow, man, and be able to go to a place where when you come back and guys look up to the level that you came, you can really establish the new cool.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Okay.
my whole, what I'm saying? That'd be my whole deal, man. I when I come back and I talk to the guys that, trying to see me be on TV and do what I did, man, I just want to let them know, like, man, it's a new core, dog. You don't gotta, be like the guys in the streets or do what you think is cool, man. This is the way. Go to class, go to workout, and don't go to the parties, you know what I'm saying? Study. That's the cool. Cause then you'll be like me and be able to come back and talk about it. Versus the guys that didn't do it, they still watching, you know what I mean, or wishing, So I
Yeah.
be
Nah.
that's really what I love to do, man. Is just man establish that new cool.
Yeah. Not for sure. And then you somebody like you came out of school, high school, like 2018, if I ain't mistaken, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Bro,
sir.
like that seemed like yesterday to me. But bro, that was 8 years ago almost. So
Yep.
for somebody who's that close to the high school kids, that close to being a high school kid yourself, not far removed from being a college football player, what's it like when you come back and you're mentoring guys who are in that same position that you were just in? Do you ever struggle like to find your voice where they respect it, or is it more like he did something that I wanted to do and you're gonna get that respect?
Right. So to that point, man, I just was coaching for it this last year at Hateville Charter.
Okay.
And I took him back to the state championship. I was able to call the plays. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Oh, I
lost
didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah, man. We lost in the championship to Carver, Columbus.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
haven't been since I went, So to come back and coach and take them, it was surreal. But to your point, man, it's much easier when they establish you as something that they desire. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
like with anything, man. If you got somebody that you look up to or a goal or a role model, man, it's easier to follow them. So when they see me on TV, of course they try me like, man, Coach Hodge, you can't do this, you can't do that. I
Right.
said, man, listen, you see that trophy in there, you see that, just type it in, just go, you know what I mean? Look it up. Then they see the highlights, like, man, oh, this was just last year. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, man. I'm like, man, I really am not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? I need the
Right.
shot. You know what I'm saying? And when they see that, they appreciate it more. So that's the beautiful thing about it. Like I say, man, when you are somebody that they desire, it's easier to influence them in the right direction.
Man, so we don't have to keep this football. It can be about whatever.
Mhm.
But right now, just city of Atlanta metro area, it's a lot of talk as far as social media and
Mhm.
things that we do in the city, the culture. If there were two things that you could just add or you could fix in Atlanta or anything,
Mhm.
what would you add or fix in Atlanta?
Oh man. I would I would fix it being more centralized to the people that grew up there. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We get a lot of
Yeah.
traffic from outsiders that come in, and I don't want to say they ruin the city. I'm not going there. But it's definitely an influence that kind of shakes up the influence of the city as a whole because
Right.
of the tourists or the people that move there, and they bring their own, twist to things. So if I could, that would be one thing that I could fix. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be there. I mean, because Atlanta is the city that everybody love, but it sometimes give it a little twist because of people that's not
I
from
like
there.
what you said though when you said if you could centralize more of the folks who from here, because you
Hmm.
think about it, like if more of us were closer, right? Then some of that, you would get more of an Atlanta vibe in a lot more places.
Exactly.
Sometimes you might go to a spot in Atlanta, man. You might think you a New Yorker, you might think you and that, that and but when you go to them spots, like now I don't know if you go to these spots, but if you go to a liqueur, right? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know they not going there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a 99% Atlanta crowd when you go in
Yeah,
liqueur. So
yeah,
I
no doubt.
mean,
The
yeah, so
ATL staples, I'm already knowing.
yeah, for sure. So okay, that's one. Okay, give me a second one.
um, it would be the people that make it out of Atlanta coming back to make sure that's a reoccurring thing, not being an anomaly.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't make it out and then move to Florida and don't make it out and move to North Carolina, unless that's, of course, your job where it happened. But always come back to your roots and help the next generation. I feel like that's the biggest thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you didn't get there by yourself. It was a
Right.
coach or somebody that helped you get out. So why you can't be that for somebody else? And that was really my mentality when I came back to Hateville. You know, give back what was gave to me. So I had guys like Arden Key, Antoine Wilder. They came back because they were like the people that kind of started the recruitment process for Hateville and put them on the map. So then when they would come back, they my big brothers.
Right.
So when they came back, man, I just wanted to make them proud, and that's the same thing that I'm trying to do with the next few generations.
Man, it's awesome to hear that from somebody so young because a lot of the people like in my age group, we always, we talk about quote unquote the YNs or we
Hmm.
talk about, all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, what are we doing to help them?
Yeah,
And
man.
then, like, what are we doing? Like, and we not even, and I could say it, like, I think we dropped the ball some in my generation, right?
Hmm.
And so to hear somebody like you, it lets me know that we ain't drop it all the way because somebody
Almost
picked up on it,
definitely.
right? We did a
Yeah.
little something right for
Yeah.
it to make it from me to you to
Yeah.
and just to even know like Hateville Charter moving over into that area
Hmm.
because people talk about my high school like, oh, why would you even go to Banneker? I'm like, bro, like,
Hmm.
now it was tough when I was growing up, but
Yeah.
y'all act like it was Eastside University. I mean,
Right, right,
Eastside
right.
High. Boy, like,
Yeah.
golly. But it's because we got to have more positive influences around, so them
Yeah.
kids over there on Fairwood know, like, hey, shoot, like or the kids from Washington Road, or the kids from Main Street,
Mhm.
29, wherever.
Yeah.
All them kids know, like, shoot, man, if he did it, I can. Or if
Yeah.
he did it, I can. So I just wanted to, man, commend you on that. Man, Hodge, where can everybody find you on social media, brother?
Yeah. On Instagram, I'm at Hodge.6. And on Twitter, I'm HodgeWill _.
All right, man. Hey, man, thank y'all again, man. Man, y'all make sure y'all support him. Hey, man, he has a very, very bright future ahead of him, no matter what he decides to do. So, man, we
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you.